We are in the post show. Anybody else wants to join us, feel free to jump in to the post show chat. Those who can are always invited. I don't know if either of you saw that I pulled Cloud of Darkness Burst.
Oh, no,
I did see it. I saw it on the screen. You bastard.
30 tickets. So that was nice. No saving.
You actually did tickets.
Yeah, no, I was, I said I would pull if people subbed. So I did 20 ticket draws so I could get below 999 so I could claim the event tickets, and then or the shop tickets from the Divine Brothers. And then someone gifted a sub, JD Terraforce, thank you. And I got it on those, on a Blue Orb even. So how fun was that? 30 tickets total to Soraya the Ranger. 30 tickets total. That's a lot of tickets. I'm almost up to 100 tickets this month. That's a lot of tickets. Don't want to be spending all my tickets. That's for sure.
What the? Just got a notification from Nier that Sun's summer swimsuits are out.
What?
Game's been out like 2 weeks. Not even.
Summer's almost over, too.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous. I'm opening it up.
Yeah, open it up, man.
This is the mobile game you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swimsuit for 3 characters. Diggs Asira is saying in chat.
Wow. Is it a poll? Yeah, it is. Oh, wow.
Oh, so they're like characters, not just swimsuits?
Yeah, they refer to the characters as costumes in general, I think. Yeah, this is ridiculous. No, there are literally let me look and see if I can. Yeah, here it's on screen. You have Theo, who is the human. There's a human and a machine character that are the kind of the main characters. And so it's her swimsuit. So that she's a little girl, just FYI. And then there's Rayon, who is a little boy, basically. He's a young man. And then there's Akaya, she's the assassin, and that's super hot. She is by far my favorite of the main characters, because you kind of start in this overworld and then you go into these other characters' kind of history, and so this assassin chick is very much Twilight Suzuka from Outlaw Star, so I'm digging her. But yeah, so her with her umbrella, their weapons are even themed. So Rion has he has a staff, and Theo has beach balls, awesome glossy spheres. Beach balls, they're glove types. And she has an umbrella. Black sunflower. What's it do? Just normal stuff. Yeah, normal stuff. Wow.
Why do robots need swimsuits? Are these robots?
No.
I dropped it after 1 day. Final Asim saying how do we find the game? I dropped it after 2 days, I think. Does the combat get more complex?
At end game, whatever that means. Yeah, it gets a little bit more complex, and you need to do a little bit more team building and things like that. Yeah. So there's already some end game content that's pretty hard. But
okay.
It's also gated, because to fully upgrade a character, you need to have multiple copies of them, and there's one of the members on our Discord has done 3 pities on one of the main banners to fully upgrade a character. And I'm not even going to say how much money that was, because As
Use
a
money?
free, I'm sure he's used a lot of money, several $100s at least, to do some more pulls. But so three pities is a ridiculous amount of pulls. Right now, oh yeah, Diggs is with us. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard, man. To fully upgrade the characters. I'm not sure that you need them fully upgraded. But yeah, I mean, definitely the weapons you want. But each weapon has their own skill set. So obviously there's using some different weapons. Then you have these companions that can do stuff, and then you kind of have these things that move bit. The memories or memoirs that go together. So, yeah. So yeah. When there's already another banner, and the rates aren't terrible. They're not great, but there is guaranteed pity, which is nice. That's something. The fact that there's guaranteed pity, but it does take 20 multi pulls. Now, I mean, as a free to play player, pretty easily, you can get one pity pretty easily, like going through the game. So that's not a terrible thing, I guess. You can probably like get two. Yeah. Diggs is saying game gives you two pities. So yeah, if you move through all the content, you can probably get two pities. That will take a little bit of work, but I mean, this whole game's only been out a week, so I guess not. I'm not quite at two pities. I'm kind of 1.5 pities, I think, at the moment. So I'm going to do two pities on the first banner.
It only took a week to do all the content up to the event.
I have not done all of the content. There's 2 towers, and then each character has their own. There's regular, so the main story has easy, normal, or easy, hard, very hard. So I've cleared hard. I think in every of this main story, I've not cleared very hard. Then there's 2 tower events, which I've not cleared. And then there's the event. I've cleared the event, and then you can grind on the event, and there's some auto battling with grind, which is fine. And then there's each character. You can build up each main story character, and then they have their own their own event, like their own sub quest that you can go into their character, and then they unlock like a super version of that. And so there's a way to get, if you're not pulling at all, there's a way to get these characters and weapons for them and upgrade them. So there's a lot. I mean, there is a lot of content. I mean, if it's a game you're interested in. I have not been reading anything about it, studying anything about it, watching anything about it. Diggs has been sharing some stuff as he's been playing pretty intensely. There's a few other folks. Strafe has been playing, I think, in our near thing. Tritalk has been playing pretty good. Lily and Brian and Shadowheart, trying to see some other folks that have been playing home. So yeah, there's a good group that are playing, so they're finding out stuff, and I'm listening to that. But as a second game, it's probably going to replace Disgaea for a while, because Disgaea's not really gone anywhere for a while. So,
oh my God, you're still playing that?
Holy shit. I haven't deleted it, but I'm not playing it very much. But yeah, I'm never a big fan of being unable to fully realize a character. And so the idea of having to pull multiple dupes. Now there are ways to get weapon upgrades in Nier, but so far it doesn't look like any way to get the character upgrades. But yeah, Strafe is saying I stopped after a couple days, was too grindy and auto battling.
Damn, if Strafe stopped. Wait, auto battle. So Final Asim's asking about the end game gameplay. So is it basically just watching auto attacks and then pressing the skill buttons in certain places?
Oh, Diggs is saying the game will let you ascend characters later on, so that should be coming. But so for the event, so like a lot of games, you get the event, you beat the event, and then you grind the event. So that's auto battle, but you can do 10 you can do 10 battles at a time. So you can set it to do 10 battles and step away from it, and then like get tokens for the shop. So that's easy stuff. I mean, this guy is the same way with that, and get what you want and then be done with it. Yeah, some of the harder content isn't auto battle because you need to pay attention to what you're doing, and so you're kind of grinding for different materials or grinding for different memories or things like that. So, but yeah, so right now, Strafe is saying, yeah, the end game is definitely DPS race against the big bosses. So, I think at some future point, yeah, there's some more team building stuff going on, but yeah, you just kind of have to. Right now, we're so early. Yeah. But right now it's about building the characters, but the story's interesting. Again, I'm not sure if it's one of those stories that is trying to be deeper than it really is. But if it really, it's going to be kind of like Lost. Like if he pulls this story off and everybody's kind of interconnected in some interesting ways, I think it'd be a cool story to watch play through. So in that sense, I'm okay with, the voice, it's all voice acted. It's very well done. As most of the games are by what's his name? The crazy guy, who does these games. And the aesthetics I like the aesthetics. It's dark and somewhat depressing, but, so yeah, if it goes somewhere that's interesting, then yeah, I think it will be worth kind of having as a second game. I think there will be PvP in Arena at some point. So it's not given what I've seen, it's definitely not a game that I would want to encourage people to invest big in and main as a game. I mean, some people probably will. A lot of people like Nier, so if you're into that. But again, as a second game, I'm sure it will keep my interest for a few months depending on where it goes, and if it doesn't go anywhere, then we'll do something else. But yeah, I found the story fairly interesting. But like I said, if it doesn't go anywhere, then yeah, it is what it is. My impression is that most of the characters will be interconnected somehow, through time and space and everything else. You'll start seeing more interconnection between the characters.
It's anything like the mainline games, it'll be fairly abstract with well done theming. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nier story and its connection to Drakengard is so convoluted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of these games they make up as they go, guys. Like,
yeah,
the famous Zelda timeline that they literally made up later after the fact. They even said they made it up because the fans were asking. Like when they were originally designing the games, they didn't plan for all the Zelda games to be linked up. They just started making bullshit excuses like multiverses and time splits to make it all link up. And then I think they asked Miyamoto to do the same thing with Mario, and he's like, "No, fuck that." He's like, "There's no connection to the Mario games, guys."
right.
He's like, just picture them as actors on a stage, and they're just acting as different characters every game.
Yeah, it's just a plumber, in a thing with mushrooms. Don't think about it. Like it's not like, yeah, it's not supposed to be deep, people. Oh yeah, all of the yeah, that's whatever. Come on, just enjoy the games. Oh yay! John Belmont really went in blue armored gladiolus. John, are you with us? What are you doing,
What's his
man?
blue do?
What does his?
It's encouragement. So I mean, it's encouragement. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world for somebody.
Oh right, They were just talking about this in chat. It's the 30% Brave games up.
Oh,
so it's not a bad choice.
no. If you're going to be running him, yeah.
Guys, honestly, I wish I had more blue armors. Not enough to pay for it just yet. But have you guys felt like, because I think I was playing around the idea today. We were saying like, oh, Sabin with blue armor can do that much more brave damage, a lot more brave damage because he's capping. But to take advantage of that, you want someone to give him a lot of HP up. I was like, oh, Iroha's blue armor will do that. And then
Yep.
after thinking about it the whole time, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, how much do I really need this? I already regret bluing Tifa. I really, really do. Because it didn't change the performance much at all. And I'm like, it is a good way to monetize things. Because it's like, oh, if money was no issue, I would 100% get a bunch of blues just to have fun. But I don't know. Arrow, have you been tempted to blue a lot?
I have 3 characters. I have 9, Porum, and Core, and I regret none of them. I'm going to do Leon this month. Some people were telling me not to do it, but here's my thing: blue armor is something you do for your faves.
Yeah, I
I've not
agree. I
felt
agree.
I have not felt a absolute need for blue armor to win content. It just makes the performance of characters I think I will enjoy using that much better, I guess.
Yes,
But I
I
just
think
have
that's a
not
good
felt
take.
just darn it, if I had this character blue, I would have won this fight. No, that has not happened at all. And I have a feeling this will not change for Lufinia Plus, guys. So I hope I don't regret this hot take, but I honestly think it will hold up. So that's my thoughts, Mino.
Sabin doesn't have a Seath slot.
Same.
Sabin's is it's big. It's a 30% personal brave damage cap up, and he can hit it by himself. So it's big, but also it's just like, do I really? How much is going to change the? I regret Tifa. I don't know how many people in chat, guys, are still using Tifa regularly, because Tifa was something I pulled as obviously like back pocket insurance, but
I think I use Tifa, because
oh,
she
you
because
still
she's
use Tifa
because
regularly.
she's one of my blue armor characters, so I use her all the time.
Tifa friend only, Tifa call. Yeah, I keep forgetting to use Tifa call. It gives
Yeah.
HP damage up.
Yep. And in co-op, use your Tifas.
I mean, I have Tifa and I didn't blur her, but I will say what she is good for is um beating through a fight when you don't want to spend forever on it and on stream. I have a like anxiety when it's streaming a lot and doing content live, but I'll tell you what, man, she's good for that. But on YouTube I try not to use her for anything. So yeah.
Cloud of Darkness BT is currently set as my friend unit, so make sure you
It seems like a mixed bag in chat. Some people still use her regularly. Some people have stopped. So yeah, I guess it's a good investment. I don't know. Wait, Mino said 3, and I think that's ridiculous. 3 what? I'll read back on that. But yeah, no. But for the people like Joey, if you guys blew Tifa, did you feel it was worth it? But also go ahead, Mark. What were you saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure what Zane was mentioning. No, I was just saying I use Tifa. Again, yeah, I think you have a good point. Did you need to blue her? Drew Zane said, I told you that if you're going to use a character for at least 3 or at least 6 stages, then blue armor is worth it. Yeah. Yeah. You said 3, and that's going to kill your supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I agree with Arrow. It's for fun because it's not gonna make or break runs.
How many do we have? How many blue armors can we have?
I don't know. I think I have 4. Arrow, do you know? Have you been
How
using it?
many
I have
total?
4 right now. I know that because I have enough stuff to do Leon's, and I made sure of that. So yeah, I'd have to book the armors, but yes, you'd have enough for 4 without
4
paying.
total right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need like blue armor is not a necessity. Like BT plus is a little different. I would be more tight-fisted with that, but blue armor is like I threw it on Eldnarsh and it was pretty funny. Uh I think I want to throw it on Sabin. Probably throw it on like Kane, whoever. Just whoever at this point. I'm just saying I do want to blue a lot of people because the effects are not bad.
Well, yeah, you can right. You can stack blue armors like you're going to be able to stack BT pluses, and I mean, if you want to, min max your runs, and so right, if you really want to push. The problem is you're usually using 3 different characters on every fight. So again, that's why so if you use those characters like Gladio that are providing party support with their blue armor, yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, stacking a lot of those blues, man. Well, I gotta upgrade my Gladio. I only have 2 blue armors right now, so
I'll stick to my decision to not blue anyone until Squall. I'm gonna. Thanks for triggering that, Scott. I always I have this fight on Discord a couple times, and it's just like I feel like it's a waste to have 2,000 armor tokens rather than spending them. I forget what Mark's at, but it really is. They're like people are like, oh, I have 3,000 armor tokens. Why would I ever use armor tokens on people that don't need them? And I was like, well.
I am at 1,386 regular armor tokens and 560 high guard, and certainly there are plenty of people with a lot more.
That's insane. But I'm saying, like, obviously with challenge quests and like random stuff like boss rushes, synergy stuff, board farming, you're gonna use these characters that you don't use a lot, right? Why not give them the extra stats and CP? Or if they eventually get a good tuning pass, why not do it now? Other than something else. It's not like tickets or gems where it carries. Like the armor tokens are literally only there for armor, right? Their only purpose is to be traded in for armor. So why not make your life a little easier? You're gonna have to trade it in for that armor eventually, right? And so Scott Ong, you reminded me of that because you're saying like, oh, I haven't blued anyone and I'm probably not gonna blue anyone till Squall. And it's kind of like these resources are there just to be use. I don't think they're going to increase in value later. You're either going to use it or you're not. You might as well have fun with it, right? You get more return on investment if you max out armors now. I just feel like it's too much when you have thousands of armor tokens and you would rather have them sit there not doing anything for you when they could be converted for like easier stats for easier like challenge quests or setting up for the future.
Well, there is a there's a sweet spot between 0 and 3,000, right? J.A said 3,000 was crazy low. Again, I don't understand, right? If you are pulling and using a character at this point, why aren't you giving them purple armor? We have plenty of resources to do that. Now, if you want to use their high armor, their whatever Lufania armor, I guess we'll call it. Those are a little bit limited, but yeah, every time you get a new LD, why not use that? Now, again, right now, blue armor's limited, but at some point it will be a little bit more. But so, I use it, right? I mean, I don't, there's got to be a sweet spot between not doing it ever and, the extreme like Pikachu never investing ingots. We're in LD, so we've gotten past that point, right? You should be fully booking people at this point, but yeah, what's yeah, I agree with Scott. You use the blue right now because blue's limited. Use it for favorites or characters you're going to use for forever, but when they become more frequent, like the regular the books and ingots are for EXs and regular high armor, at this point, yeah, why aren't you high armoring and fully realizing all of the EXs that you pull? Why not? Yeah, I don't know. It'd be like there are some of you that haven't leveled 80 everybody. Like why? Like why are you you have enough resources to level 80 everybody? You have like bloom tokens. There are people who have been playing since blooms have been introduced who haven't bloomed everybody.
Oh
Like
yeah, that's true.
why? Like you can just bloom everybody. Like it's, it takes 5 minutes, bloom everybody. Um, um, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're gonna want to blue armor your your BT plus characters. That's for sure. Maximize the most of those. But yeah, we have a couple dozen extra blooms, and I haven't been picking up blooms in shops and stuff forever. So, and I still have a couple extra. But
I'm paranoid that they're gonna
gonna use them for
convert them
something.
to in the future, right? Because you can't have a dead resource forever. That's just terrible. You have to convert it into something eventually.
Yeah, you'd think, but maybe super blooms. Well, they just upgraded the AAs, and they haven't done anything to them, right?
Yeah, but it's also we don't have that much of an excess yet. We probably have like I've done every character, so when Queen comes out, we'll have like 19 in excess, which means if you aren't a day one player when they started coming out, you're still struggling to do it, right? Like if you're a newer player, it still takes you quite a while to catch up on blooms.
Wait,
So
what?
of course they're not doing it just yet.
Why are so many people have Core as a friend unit? Isn't he kind of an ass friend unit?
No, it's a pretty good friend
Pretty good
unit.
friend unit.
He's a pretty good friend unit if you know
Yeah.
how to abuse it. Yeah, he's pretty good.
What am
It's the
I
same
doing?
reason people want it's the same reason people want COD
Oh, just
BT,
jump
the
into
follow-ups.
a
Yeah.
burst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Fair enough.
have your own COD there. You have that COD, yeah, and you have your own core. You have the friend core, and then you're getting 2 core follow-ups per attack. And then, they're both following up on all attacks and stuff. It's ridiculous. They stack.
That's what I'm gonna do. On Saban's Lost Chapter, I'm gonna be using Core and Cloud of Darkness, Gladio. Why not? Let's do some. Of course, I got to run the stupid Cactar quest to level up because I don't have any freaking Chocobo feathers. Those are the real hot commodity. Burn through all my Chocobo feathers. Now I got to run the dumb golden Cactar missions to level up my characters. That's 5 minutes of my life I don't get back. Speaking of content. Some people just haven't leveled up any of their characters. That's how they roll. I know. I hear you. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I've not, like I said, I've only blued 2 armors. Just I don't know. I haven't been excited enough to blue anybody. It's not been the last 6 weeks or so, or the last 5 weeks, and then the next week are not high. But I'll blue Titus out of the gate. And I'll blue Yuna, of course. And I'll probably blue Vaughn, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't. I'm not 100% on these like rerun triple BTs, because I know Vaughn is good, but I don't know how much I'll be using him.
Right. No, exactly. It's a very valid question, right? It's a lot of you have to use your foresight now
Yeah.
because like I think Furry Tractor or Silocons, you guys are like talking about like the BT pluses that are really like honestly, every 2 weeks, everyone
Oh
says
yeah.
the new BT plus is amazing. And then if you're a regular player, you're only running them for like 2 weeks until the next amazing BT plus, right? And it's this is a time where I guess the power keeps escalating really fast. So Vaughn is a really hyped thing that you probably don't need whatsoever
Right.
because it's all of it, right? Like Yuna has some stay in the Lufania Plus era, but I guarantee you most people will swap out for BT Plus. Like Mark is BT Plus, he probably won't want to run it. Or you have Vaughn, it's not that long until the BT Pluses come. And then they're like, "Oh, look at how much damage he does." Yeah, for the 1-2 weeks that he's like synergy and featured. Not that he's like synergy on it, but like when it's a new banner, things are tailored to them, right? Like Sephiroth got his rework. He's amazing for that transcendence that he dropped on, and then he's usable moving forward. But the average person like Mark isn't gonna keep using Sephiroth, right? Like Mark, I don't think you kept using Sephiroth or Wall after their reworks.
No, I have not used since the triple. Like, I mean, I used Sephiroth a lot and Warrior of Light a lot early on,
Mhm.
but since they came back on that triple BT banner, I have not used Sephiroth or Warrior of Light.
Right. And here's the thing, like a lot of people love to talk about how good these characters are, but we just had a whole show where people are like, how do you save gems? And
Yeah,
a lot of you guys were saying you want everything. You want to keep using new toys. You want to keep pulling because you want to keep using new toys. You don't want to use the same thing over and over. And that's why, like, I think it's so funny when these people come and they're like, "Oh, Sephiroth's amazing with his rework. You know, he's gonna be a top viable DPS. Now I can run him forever." And a lot of these people don't. Like, it's not saying these characters are bad, and that's the whole point. Sabin's not bad. Queen's not bad. These characters aren't bad. The thing is, when you don't need the power, and this is what happens when like the difficulty kind of flattens. When you don't need the power, people would rather play with new toys or have the synergy power than running old stuff.
yeah. Well,
And that's yeah,
J.A is saying I'm using Sephiroth a lot since rework. I blued him. I think
you're a fucking weirdo.
quite.
You're a hoarder.
Yeah, well,
Jado's
I
a
was
hoarder.
gonna say I don't J.A doesn't pull ever, and so yeah, when you can use a favorite like that and blue them and keep using them, but yeah, I mean, right, Sephiroth's not bad at all. Sephiroth's pretty good, but yeah, if you're using Tifa, and then you get Cloud of Darkness, and then you get Tidus, and then you like like our,
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
always some pushback. Really,
you're
like we
gonna
talk about this with Strago too, right? Like Strago with blue armor is a competitive DPS, but most of the player base is not going to want to blue and run Strago forever with all these new
right,
toys coming out. Like the only time we ever hype up these characters and all these people feel like their characters get cheated is when it's a big necessity, right? Like Tifa did push a lot of people through a lot of content. That's a fact.
right.
But like Blue Knoll, perfectly fine character. You can make it work. It's just not what most people want to do. Yeah, like a lot of people forget about all these characters that come. Oh, so many people forget, like, oh, Shadow LD came out, Edgar LD came out, right? Like a lot of these characters got LDs. If they weren't like blowing your fucking minds, people just keep forgetting that they exist.
Well, and
Lion LD
characters,
came out.
yeah, characters are, yeah, Line LD comes out next month. Um, and that's going to be tough moving forward for LD characters, especially. Although, I mean, the level 90s are giving some second life to the LD only characters, because yeah, there was a time when, your average Joe player in JP is just triple BT pluses, right? I mean, you're just pushing your triple BT plus teams through,
Oh, that's
stacking
true. Watch
stacking
BC's
BT,
videos, right? Yeah, it's just BT
stack
plus. Yeah, like
stacking BT plus effects, right? I mean, that's what you're doing. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Some people are going to really like that openness, and some people are not. And there's going to be some tough fights before that, obviously, but there always is. But yeah, there's going to be, as much hype as, like, this month there's a lot of hype. Next month there's a little bit of hype, but there's also a lot of, well, yeah, people were hyped up for Cloud of Darkness, but yeah, nobody wants to pull on Sabin or Queen. Yeah, people are going to be hyped up for Tidus, but no one's going to pull on Rosa and Reno. Then we're
that's
going to
true. Yeah.
be hyped up for Setzer, but no one's going to pull on Leon. And then, yeah, Van and Kefka and Arden. But again, how long are you going to use Van? Obviously, you can. Again, I mean, I have them all. I'm going to use them here and there. But and then Yuna comes with some, X death. That cycle might be a. I think you're going to get people. People are going to pull for Tidus. People are going to pull for Setzer. People might pull for Yuna. People probably will, like, by X death, if they can get through those events. People are going to be like, okay, now's the time, knowing BT Plus is around the corner, now's the time to save my resources. Get up to 75,000 gems.
Yeah, Jay Doe is saying it's too many characters to use. It really is. Like with all these rapid fire tuning passes, it's almost a curse. I don't want to say this on the podcast. Like this might be a bad take. It's almost a curse that we get where we enter double LD banners, right?
Yeah.
Like because there's so much new stuff. Like I felt like when the game was at a slower pace, Final ASIM, when the game's at a slower pace with slower releases, there's a little more thought and a little more care in each kit and each event. But when they're rapid firing at the end of the era, it's like, eh.
More abyss. No, we need a Dimensions End reset every month. That's what Jin Lee. That's what Jin Lee wants. Is Jin still here? I think they all said that. I think they were all saying they want this this resettable tower event. All four of them, I think, said that. I don't know. I don't. I don't know exactly what it's like in some of those games, but like, can you imagine basically Dimensions End entropy, right? But it resets every month. Like, would that be fun? Like, rebeating Dimensions End entropy every month? I guess if there was rewards, it's something. But do you really just want to go through 20 chaos fights over and over and over again every single month? I mean, I assume that's what it would be, right? I don't know. Yeah, next month, man. I mean, you have Yuna, Gao, Dash Trey come back, but then you have Agrius, Theodore, Rude, and Yuffie, Barrett and Yang, X-Death and Karen and Lion and Iggy, Zonde and Zell, Vivi and Deuce. I don't even know who all the new freaking LDs are. So Agrius, well, Yuna, Agrius, Rude already has an LD, right? So Yuffie, Barrett, X-Death already has one. Lion, Zell, Vivi. We already have Vivi. So yeah, I mean, people are going to be. It's going to be a rough month.
That being said, guys, I feel like hoarding and only pulling for metas is the wrong way to play the game. There's no wrong way to play the game, but that is the wrong way to play the game.
Definitely the wrong way.
And like it's funny because the same people who are always worrying about who's meta always talk about being bored stomping everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what about the challenge quests or TCC challenges? Like, oh, I don't have that. BC, I think BC went to sleep, but like he was fighting in the comments, right? Like he threw up the Sabin poll, and someone's like, oh, I don't want to pull Sabin. He seems like he's not gonna last because I don't see a lot of videos of him. And then, BC got into it, and eventually the guy was like, oh, he's like, actually, you know what? I only pull the hype characters. That might be why I struggle on some of the content, right? And then Drusane, if you're still here, because like Drusane's like, why would I invest the armor tokens? I don't need armor tokens to beat challenge quests. But Drusane, haven't you said you skipped a lot of challenge quests because you didn't want to invest? And like, doesn't that come back to it? Like, a lot of these people who are only focused and not spending their resources, hoarding their resources, and not doing the content. I remember you said before, like, you're like, oh, there's some challenge quests I skipped because I didn't want to invest in the people, and it's just like, and like Final ASIM, right? Like, you bring it up all the time. You're always talking about who's meta, and then we're like, oh, how come you stopped doing TCC challenges? You're like, oh, well, TCC challenges got too hard because I stopped fleshing out my roster. Right? Like Final ASIM, you have a shit ton of gems, man. Like I'm pretty sure you have more gems than I do. Like what are we saving for at some point? I think you should just enjoy the game, right? Do the challenge runs. If you're just hoarding to the next big thing, you literally don't have to pull for months at a time. It isn't that hard of a game. And then, then you're complaining about stomping content and then the game's not fun anymore.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Arrow.
Oh, okay. I've learned not to worry too much about whatever JP's future was.
Arrow, you're doing good, right? Yeah, you're doing good without any force. Well, yeah, you're not
like very minimal foresight. I'll know, oh, that character's coming in the future, and I know roughly what month they're coming. But beyond that, I couldn't tell you what the heck any of these JP fights have been mechanically for months. Like ever since like early Louvre Plus, when it made me mad thinking about how bullshit the fights were. I was like, no. We're just gonna play in the moment, pull what we still like to do. Because guess what? That's been working for 2.5, 3 years now, whatever the time is now in this game. And you know what? It's probably still going to keep working. This strategy's been working this long. Why would it suddenly change? You know, it's not like my player skill level just suddenly would dip to 0. Like that just doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to keep playing. And then if the game ever gets that stressful and I'm just not having fun anymore, hey, I got to enjoy it the whole ride without thinking about it, you know, like whatever the future.
That's a good take, yeah.
Nah, and I gotta tell you, it's so much better, like not even knowing mechanically till you look at the boss AI, like, oh, what's this boss do? Oh, okay, I got you. And then like I'll beat the fight. Sometimes it takes me a little bit. Sometimes, like lately, the fights have been pretty easy peasy. I've been like listening to you guys, and I'm like almost done with Gladio's Lufenia, no joke. Like I'm down to like the last 20% already, and I'm on turn 20. So go figure. And I'm not even using anything too crazy. Or at least I thought I wasn't, but. Who knows?
What are you using?
I got Bart's, Cypher, and Core with a Cloud of Darkness friend.
Oh, yeah.
Bart's is absolutely wrecking all the Brave game crap because he just sets the Brave to 0 anyway and then breaks them. Okay. You know, and then I brought Edward and Amadatellian Call. So just as backup. And then it's like, it's been an easy peasy fight, guys. I'm not even going to kid. Oh, and I have
Core's pretty ridiculous powerful.
Yeah.
Like, Core's super fucking busted.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I'm not even going to lie. I'm happy I blew this armor. It has been like the biggest surprise of the month for me, honestly. And I've been having a great time. But I'm still having a great time playing Defoe in general because, you know, I'm just playing in the moment. I've somehow been collecting gems again, but they're about to go back to whatever amount they were. I'm pulling for 2 characters this month. I don't care. I just play in the moment, guys. Like if I keep worrying about the future instead of enjoying what I have right now in front of my face, it was just starting to get too stressful for me. So I've been having a blast not having to worry about what's coming in the future. Just enjoy the game for what it is now. That's my thoughts. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I'm not missing a lot of characters. I mean, we have a few folks who have really, really pushed and not pulled a lot. But you know, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, I'm missing in the LD era 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 LDs.
Well, you pull a lot. You have pretty good luck. I want to believe there's people out there going broke. No, there are people out there.
Oh no, there are
broke.
people going out. There are people who pull on everything and are broke. Yeah, no, I guess 8. I forgot Cypher. Yeah, the last couple of months I've skipped a few just because I just wasn't very interested in them, I guess. Yeah. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's hard when you have I mean, I have streaks of very good luck. That helps. You know, it's just like in the sports. You know, one good run and you're set for a while. But yeah, I haven't had bad ticket luck in a long time. So, of course, I haven't spent. Dark Knight Cecil was the last one.
If anyone's doing this event, I think they did a pretty damn fucking good job with the boss description this time. They tell you, have they always gone into this much detail? Like, oh, changes modes from blue to green to red and then back again when using conversion. Green mode is more HP damage more frequently. Red mode is brave regen. And they went pretty in depth into this.
Good.
Yeah, the only thing I don't really see is when the brave game thingy happens where you gotta instant break them practically, like, or gravity shave them, or use saving, you know, duh. But like, there's other methods, so it's not that bad of a fight. It's really straightforward. This is like my second attempt, and I nailed it on time number 2. So it's not a bad fight. People are gonna have a lot of answers to it.
This was one I forgot to mention during the podcast. This was one of the Doom posting fights.
Really?
That all the JP players like Huey and Jet were saying, like, this is bad design because you couldn't do this without Sabin.
can't you just bring a delayer and enchant them?
Yeah.
Isn't that literally like the option? Like if you don't have like Saban does it just as one character, but any delayer who's enchanted with an imperil on the enemy, because they're not immune to imperil, right?
Right.
They are not.
I mean, you can literally just bring 3 enchant imperil calls. You don't even have to bring Ash or Iggy or who else is a recent enchant imperiler, Kurosame.
Fujin.
Yeah, Kurosame call.
Fujin. Well, yeah, but you can bring Fujin call, Kurosame call, Celeste call, Iggy call. We've got a lot of calls that enchant imperil these days.
No, this fight be super chill, y'all. It's not bad. Like I said, I just want it. Like I literally just got to the win screen here, so it's not that bad. And like I said, it took me 2 tries. And Bart's is super handy here. And even with just LD, and you just bring somebody else on BT, and then just enchant somehow, you're good to go. You're gonna be fine. Just bring something for the orb. Bring your enchant calls. Have Bart's on the team to break every time those guys set up their Brave to like way too big an amount. And this is not a hard fight, guys. Cypher, yep. I'm really hoping to get Cypher off the tickets purely because I knew there was some bullshit fights coming where I was like, man, Cypher would make that fight really easy if I had him on my team.
Yeah, everybody talks about Bart's and Fujin with Fujin call. I think Cypher with Fujin call. That
would work too. He's pretty slow.
That's your hype combo right there.
Yeah, he's pretty slow too, guys. So you can get quite a bit out of that Fujin call on a Cypher. Well, I mean, maybe slow isn't the right word. I think it's more like he's just a very average speed. But yeah, this fight's not bad, guys. At all. I just beat it in 24 turns with my team. So, I'm
gonna bring Cloud of Darkness.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna bring Core.
Definitely should bring Core.
And then I'll bring another character. And then I'll bring some enchant peril.
Yeah, it's really not bad. And guys, if you're looking for like other calls that can just set to 0, I used Ami and Edward to help just as random calls. So I didn't even have Kurosame again. There you go. Kurosame calls saga continues. Yeah, I don't know. This is not a bad fight. So people were doom posted about this one, huh? This was probably one of the easier Lufinias in weeks to go with that Brothers Lufinia and that Core Lufinia. I really do hope Titus is a little more interesting if you have to do it without Titus. I'm kind of curious how that's going to look. Very interesting, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, Mino was you were talking about, JP hyping up every character every, 2 weeks. That's been going on forever, and I think that's been going on with the Lufania fights forever. Like, oh man, this is hard. I guess when they can't beat it in like the first 20 minutes. Like, oh no, this is tough. Okay, it's probably not as tough as you think it is. Scott Ong said this was the easiest.
No, I think there's some tough stuff out there. Like, I get it if you don't have like any foresight. Like, obviously don't hype up like Tidus' cycle and then bring Core and be like, this is easy. Why did JP struggle, right?
Right,
like, Core,
right.
Yeah, Core's a broken ass, but like let's be real. Not everyone's gonna have these tools. If you play JP, and I guarantee you, a lot of us would do a lot worse in JP without the foresight, right? Like, there's fights that catch you off guard, like Shiva Luvania Plus, where it's like, oh, you need these characters. Like, ah, shit, I don't have any of these characters. How do I get through it? Like, obviously, our foresight is really strong. And obviously, we said this whole patch is insanely synergy biased. So, of course, if you try to do like a TCC run, it's hell. But of course, no one's putting a gun to anyone's head and doing a TCC run. I'm just saying, like, I'm not a fan of playing down the difficulty when you're bringing like GL firsts and like synergy BTs and shit for friends.
No doubt.
Like, yeah,
right. So, most of the time, at least you can get a synergy BT friend. Like, I don't know, if you're a video, you probably can get somebody. I mean, seriously, it really isn't that difficult in that sense. And you're right. Not everybody's gonna pull Core, but again, I think Bart's is a very good answer here if you really didn't want to pull synergy. That's all I'm saying. But I get it. Foresight really does help a lot with a lot of things. And I think the other thing is, if you were to play JP, can you read it? Because like I feel like that sometimes really hurts some characters. It's like people go, "Oh, this character is really bad," but it's because we can't always understand exactly what they're supposed to be doing in practice anyway. Even though you read translations, it doesn't give you that same, I guess, impact until you like experience it or play it in practice. We've laughed at certain characters before and went, this character sounds terrible in theory, but then like once you sit down with them in practice, they're pretty good. I think Waka was the last one to really fall prey to this problem because people were like, "Oh, his debuffs are G."
I agree with you.
But
Waka
like
was very
practice, holy crap, Waka shuts out fights. It is so dumb. Like when he shuts out a fight, he's worth carrying, even if he's not doing all that much damage, because you get 24 turns of that darn status reels, and it's worth it every time. So yeah, there's certain characters when you play them and you actually aren't just reading the translations or whatever, and you play them, that's when your mind can truly be made up about some of these characters, or watching other people play them and explain what's really going on with them. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. But Waka definitely fell prey to the theory and not practice problem, but in practice, holy crap, he is very, very good. I had no regrets getting at all.
Yeah, my favorite 120,000 gems spent on Waka. Yes, thank you, J.A, for reminding me of the expenditure.
I know, great. And then we maybe used him once.
I know I've used Waka a few times. Yeah. Oh, he's good. He's good. That was a rough month. That month, talking about resources, I spent 260,000 gems that month. Oof. That's why I don't use gems. That's why you don't use gems. See, that month I used over 500 tickets and 260,000 gems. That's why people go broke, because you do that every month. But then the next month and a half, I didn't use gems at all. And then I did 2 gem pulls on Bart's banners, and then again, no tickets or no gems since then. So that's the real trick. The real trick is not to do this garbage. Oh, use gems when you really want. No, use gems when you don't have any tickets. That's the real truth. That's what they don't want you to hear. Just don't use gems until you're out of tickets.
And I think I got off pretty easy that month. I wound up with every character one way or another, pretty much. And all those characters, I think there wasn't too much hype for most of them, but I thought they were pretty good. I still use a lot of them from that month. So, yeah. Some of these months, I swear, like, they don't get hyped much, but then, like, I'll pull on a lot of them, and I find that they're generally, it's very, very rare you get a character that's like, this character is not my style or very, very good to me. That's probably more something. I think discovering your play style matters a lot. But I'm sorry.
Hero Soge King has done 2 gem pulls this year. So
hardcore.
That's gross.
Nice.
That's gross.
Good luck.
That being said, I do have, again, the vast majority of the LDs. So, more importantly, the vast majority of the BTs. That's what's really important to me. I don't care about random LDs I'm missing. Or EXs like Mino.
Only missing Reno now.
You're missing Reno? Is your last one? No. Well, you're going to be able to get pity Reno.
Yeah, and you get to get Rosa with it probably along the way, right?
God, I'm pulling on that banner. That's awful. That's an awful banner.
I gotta get rid of a ticket somewhere.
Give it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so
do.
glad to pull Reno the first time around, because screw, man, I'm sorry, I hate Rosa. No, you can't. There's no way you could get me to pull for Rosa.
I gotta use her. Do I have Titus's costume? I don't know. I gotta get Rosa's costume. It's a heavy costume month for me. Can't be buying blue armor packs if I'm getting 2 costumes. Have I ever had a particularly bad ticket drought? I've had some pretty bad ticket like pulls where it's been like 800 tickets between getting what I wanted, but I usually stop at that point after that. So, yeah, the last time I did something like that was Dark Knight Cecil's LD. When was that? Where is Dark Knight? Yeah, that was back in January. So I had 717 tickets before I went broke, and I did not get his LD. And since then, yeah, I used tickets on RCL and Theodore. Didn't get either of those. 200 tickets. I usually do 200, 100, 200 tickets. 200 tickets the first time Eldnarsh came out. Didn't get him. 100 tickets on Ferris. Didn't get her. Oh, I don't have Ferris. That's a good one to see. I'm missing all kinds of LDs. It's probably about 10 LDs I'm missing. Gotta keep track of this. Yeah, who was that? Oh yeah, Eld I already have, right? Yeah, so after Ferris, moving through here. I've gotten every LD on tickets since Ferris. I didn't pull on Ash. I didn't pull on Cypher. And I didn't get Sabin tonight, but I only pulled 30 tickets, so what can you do? What can you do? Make me pull more. Yeah, no, I'm at a real good string here. I had a couple. Fujin was 390 and Kadaj was 300, so those are my highest. Edward or Palom was 290.
Well, there was that whole Dark Knight Cecil. Wasn't that you that also spent a lot on that one?
Yeah, that was, but I didn't get him. That was 700, 717. Zach was over 800. I think Hiro Sogai King's done well over 1,000 chasing one. I think he's got the. What device? Final Asim asks, what device do you play the game on? And if it's mobile, do you have two phones, one for gaming and one for phone use? Oh, interesting. I use a iPhone, whatever number they're on, and they all move together. I do not have two phones. I use the phone that I play Defo on for also phone related things. So, Arrow?
I play on an iPad. I used to play on my iPhone 6. I actually just upgraded my phone recently, like as in this month. I finally am on an iPhone 12 mini, and I love that thing. But I don't play games. I don't plan to play games on my phone. I try not to. A, they drain your battery stupid fast, and B, I don't really like using my phone for much of anything, even for calling people or anything. So, iPad it is. I wish there was a PC client, though. If there is ever a PC client, oh man, that would be hype for me. So, Mino?
iPhone.
Yeah, Hirosoga King says 900 for Dark Knight Cecil and 1,200 on Zaz Ragin. That EX banner, yeah. I have a Apple phone. My wife has an iPad. We both have Apple phones. I have PC. I don't use Macs for my main computers. However, so yeah, and I just use iPhones because I've been using iPhones forever. But I know people love Macs. I had a Apple Color computer back in the 80s, so I've had Macs for a long time, but I use PC right now. All right, I think I'm calling it. It's 11 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Catch you on the post show. We'll talk to you all later. You have a great night. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.